Alexander Turnbull from the Adrian's family, which is Noriko, of course, Alexander Couture, Renee Paris, Amore.
Orchid,
thank you.
Muse.
Yeah, I forget about Muse.
We have so many. We have so many.
One of my favorite wigs is a Muse wig.
Yeah.
That fiber wear is great. So anyway, Alexander was good enough to come visit us. So he's in Dallas today, and we have just a whole lot of stuff going on, and we're making videos and getting to know each other and looking at wigs and just doing all kinds of fun stuff.
Well, thanks for having me. It's been it's been long overdue. We've Kim and I were talking in Vegas, and like, I'd love to come on Wig Talk Wednesday, and I'd love to have you on. I'm like, when? So I can't believe it finally happened.
I'm like, we won't do Wig Talk on Wednesday for you. We'll do it on a different day. Just come and we'll make it happen.
Yeah,
so
Wig Talk Friday doesn't sound the same, does it?
Well, we do go live on Friday, but it's like our Friday recap where we talk about kind of what happened the week. Hi, Rebecca. Hi, Paula.
Hi, ladies.
What are you guys doing? So Alexander is the head of the design team for the Adrian's family, and he makes beautiful work, and he is amazing to watch work. And that's one of the things that I learned in Vegas. Carrie and I both learned is, it's, of course he designs beautiful things. There's a lot that goes into it, but watching him actually style a wig, cut a wig, it's just amazing. So
Thank you.
So happy to have you here. Hi, Holly. Who else is here? I don't see anybody from Facebook.
No, Darren's in. Tonya.
Helpful and happy, Therese.
Yeah.
Yep.
Kathy.
Okay.
Hi, Kathy.
Oh, Kathy. Kathy lives in Chicago. She comes down and visits us from time to time. Her and her sweet husband. All right. Hi, Sharon. Yay. Okay, we do have Facebook. Good to know. Hi, Tanya. Hi, Peggy.
Oh, the Facebooks are coming in.
Yeah. Hi, everybody. All right. So, as I said, Alexander designs wigs for the Adrian's family, all of the brands. And so he's been gracious enough to come here, spend time with us, and go on Wig Talk Wednesday. And one of the things that I'm always interested in is what is the process for designing? We, as end consumers, we get the images, and I'm like, oh yeah, we want to order these new wigs. They're so pretty, but it's got to start somewhere. And so I'm curious to know kind of how you get your inspiration, because I'm sure it comes from a million different places. And then what's the process between the time you have this idea and then I'm able to buy that wig?
Right. Okay, well, so it's so interesting in the sense of, people might think, all right, okay, this year I'd like to bring out 3 lace front wigs with a lace part. But it doesn't really work like that for me. And different designers might say something different. But I often start with a mood or a texture or a colour. So, like, for instance, like Autumn Sunrise, a colour that I came out with that colour before I actually came out with some other styles. I was like thinking, how would that lend itself? But certainly for me, if I see a style, I then need to imagine the person who's wearing it, and then how it's going to lend to that person's lifestyle, and then how best to achieve the look. So, for instance, and I won't give any names away just yet, but a style that we will talk about soon has got a lace front and it's machine made. Now, it's perfect because the lace front gives the natural stuff and the machine made always keeps it styled. So the person wearing that wig wouldn't thank you for a monofilament because they want the lift. So it starts from an image or a flavour or a mood, and then who the character is who's going to wear it, and then how we achieve it is how and other designers may do it different, but that's just me.
And when you're doing this, are you looking at the design aspect of, okay, here's kind of the core, but here's all the other things you can do with it, and so that the design is wearable and it's you can modify it or do some different things for that individual person, because not everybody's the same.
No, they're not, and this is why I think that your business is so special, in the sense that I'm so proud that I'm able to make a wig that somebody can take out of a box, put it on, feel and look amazing, but you know, if I take the exact same wig on two different people and I've got somebody with a much smaller face and somebody with a larger face, the person with the smaller face potentially needs a little bit of weight removing or something. And it might be the smallest detail that makes it so much more personal, which is a great thing that you guys do. So certainly every wig that we make, we have a little bit of play either way for the person it's going to be. And then ultimately, some of the wigs that I design aren't. There's a certain kind of person they're not for at all. And I think that you've got to be true to yourself in that respect. I mean, when I had a salon, I wanted it to be for all ages, everybody, so inclusive. But certainly with a wig, you've got to have the confidence to say, do you know what? That one's not for you, but this one is.
Right.
And I think people respect that more.
I think they do, and I think the other part of that we all preach is that you can't just plop it on your head. You've got to treat it as if it were your own hair and customize it, modify it for what is your best look. Otherwise, it's going to look like a wig.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think, you know, you're saying, like, to treat it for your best look, it's going to look like a wig. Sometimes it can be as little as just messing it up, you know, because hair isn't perfect. It's organic. You never get a tree that's symmetrical on both sides, right? And
I've never had a perfect hair.
Trees are beautiful.
Yeah, trees are beautiful.
No, but sometimes the undone looks are the most beautiful looks. And I'd always say, like, look at Italian Vogue, look at Harper's, look at all this stuff. You know, I can do a hairdressing competition and do some brilliant things that hairdressers are going to think amazing, but the very hairdressers that create those looks, the ladies wouldn't wear them on their own heads in their hairdressers. So, you know, it's finding something that's still artistically beautiful but also saleable and wearable and
relatable.
Yeah. Ultimately.
Oh, well, that's good. Okay, now for the special stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, Alexander has blessed us with being able to preview what's going to roll out for Noriko on November 3rd. So this was a very special permission. He had to call and, you know, pull some strings. And so we are able to show you these styles. I'm going to show you just an image of it. And then we are going to have another special guest.
A very special guest.
Yeah. So here is what is coming up. I'm going to try these on later on in the live today, but these are beautiful. They're absolutely stunning. I don't think I've put any of them on, but I've seen them out of the box, and I've seen the images, and I've seen some of the backstage photo shoot images, and so they're beautiful, and it's a very special collection. And when Alexander comes back, I want you to talk about the names and the inspiration for this collection relative to historical Noriko and all that good stuff.
Excellent. Well, while I'm preparing for my next time, shall I go get our next guest?
Yes.
Okay, well, bear with me.
Okay.
And I will bring her in.
I have Rohan on and Sea Salt Blond, which has been back ordered forever, and it's now in stock. This is Abby. Everybody should know Abby from Instagram. Abby is the ambassador. They call you an ambassador for Adrian's?
Spokesperson, ambassador.
Okay, so she's everywhere. You will see her on the Renee Paris site, which the last photo shoot you did was amazing.
I watched the Orchid collection. That was so much fun.
Where you go to have your hair on, and then you do. Oh my gosh!
It's so fun when they bring in the wardrobe and the makeup. There's just so much fun stuff to play with.
Oh my gosh! Yeah, it was beautiful.
Yeah.
So Abby has alopecia. She is going to talk to you a little bit about that and kind of what her journey's been. It's such an inspiring story, and I think it's something. When I first heard Abby speak, I mean, I had tears in my eyes. It's just so touching, and she does such a great job and really has done a lot with just helping support other women in their journey, whether they have alopecia or they're suffering from hair loss. So.
Yeah, thank you so much. And it's such a funny story because if you see my social media pages, you see how open I am about having alopecia and wearing wigs. It was definitely not always the case. So I've had alopecia since I was about 2 years old, so I've pretty much always been bald. But for a lot of my time in school, especially middle school and high school, I was so insecure about it that I would wear one wig style every single day, and I would try to make sure everyone thought it was my hair. I would never switch it up. And even just saying the word alopecia out loud would make me tear up and kind of go into a panic and get really emotional. And so it was quite a process to go from that to now being able to just throw off my wig whenever, switch up the styles all the time.
And colors. You
And
do
colors.
a whole
I
lot
love
with
switching
colors.
it up. Yeah, so I love like platinum blondes. I love dark brunettes like this one. So I have Lennox on right now and dark chocolate. That's one I really love. The wig style that I always wore my whole life before I switched up wigs was Cody from the Amore collection. I really love the Amore collection because it's designed particularly for people with hair loss, so it has a lot of really nice features that are comfortable, easy. And especially as someone who started wearing wigs around the age of 7, I really needed a wig that was going to be easy. I couldn't manage anything that was going to take any styling, and so having these nice synthetic wigs that just, you throw them on and go.
And I call that fiber a workhorse. I mean, it just lasts and lasts and lasts. And that Cody length is so great for making it last longer.
Yeah, the short styles I found were also just so much easier to manage. And so my alopecia and wig journey, when I was really young and my hair started falling out, at first my parents were kind of like, okay, what's going on? They didn't know what alopecia was at all. So they were just worried for my health in general. Once they figured out that my health was overall okay and that it was just my hair falling out, that, okay, so we're glad our child is healthy more or less, but now it's a kind of whole other new world to approach and figure out with the wigs. And for years, we would just kind of, when I was really young, shop online for wigs. We didn't really know what we were looking for. I had years of wearing bad wigs, probably just weren't. I was probably a child wearing adult-sized wigs and things like that. And then finally, when I was around 12 years old, we went to a wig store in person, which is such a valuable experience. To be able to actually go in person, try on styles. That's when I learned about things like monofilament wig caps, to have that really realistic-looking hairline. And this wig store, that's when I discovered the Cody wig. And it was just so game-changing, so life-changing to have such an easy style like
And how
that.
old were you when you got Cody?
About 12 years old.
Okay. And at that time, did they have to modify it for you? Because, I mean, 12 for us is kind of, sometimes we can get them in an adult-sized wig and it doesn't have to be.
I think it worked for me at the time, so I
Okay.
think that was okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
But I remember the person working at this wig shop, she was just showing me how you could actually brush the wig in different directions and still have the natural scalp, and I was just mind blown by that. It was just incredible. Yeah.
And what do you think is, people have defining moments in their life when, because you've really turned this around where it's such a positive thing, and what is kind of a shining moment for you where you're like, okay, I got this?
Yeah, I think when I first started making YouTube videos and Instagram content involving wigs, it was actually something I started to help get myself more comfortable talking about alopecia. But as soon as I posted that very first video talking about wigs, and I was getting a lot of comments from people telling me how these videos were helping them, that was just so eye-opening for me to get me out of my own head and my own insecurities and realize that there's this whole community out there that I can connect with and even help with my own experience. So at times when I was younger, it was a little bit difficult to navigate, but now knowing that I can use that experience to help other people has been just absolutely incredible.
And we found the same thing. I mean, and we joke in the store about it is not about you. It's about everybody else. And so don't worry about if you don't like your wig that day, if your makeup's not right. It's not about you. It's about helping other people and creating a community where people feel engaged and they feel, that somebody's going through the same thing that they're going through. And, a lot of times your family, if they're not going through it, they don't identify. And when you've got those other people in a community, it just is so freeing, I think.
Right. When I was growing up, it always felt so isolating to not know anybody else who was going through the experience because alopecia doesn't affect that many people in the population. And so being able to connect online was incredibly game-changing to know that I'm not alone in the experience.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. I'm just reading comments, see if anybody has a question. Hi from Pennsylvania. Yeah, Tanya, you're so inspiring. So we've got Abby's handle there. If you are not following her on Instagram, follow her. She's got tons of great content. She tries all kinds of things. She talked a little bit about color, but she also does some non-traditional colors, and she always has incredible clothes, and she does like the whole outfit thing, and so.
Love doing the content without the wig as well, showing how to wear them, just showing how easy it is.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, it's really great.
Okay, well, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you so
It's been
much.
a pleasure to have you here, and you'll see more of Abby, and we're going to do some other fun stuff this afternoon. So.
It's been so fun to be here. Thank
All right,
you.
now we're going to get Alexander back, and
Yes.
he's going to talk about the new stuff. Well, actually, I'll wait. Oh, we're back. You're
Well,
back.
I was able to see you on the screen from out there.
Yeah?
Yeah, trying bits on, and Abby's trying around.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
Fun.
Nice.
And now they can see you.
Yes. Hi, everyone. I'm back.
Alexander's back. So what we're going to do is we're going to show you the new exciting collection. I'm going to go ahead and get my liner on, and I'm going to put the first one on. And while I do that, why don't you explain kind of how, what you came up with inspirationally as far as the name and what you were looking for.
Perfect. Okay, so this year, what we were trying to do was, it's a really, really special time for Noriko, because Noriko is 30 years old now. So we're all excited, we're all on a bit of a buzz, and what we wanted to do was have a little bit of a nod to the heritage of Noriko. So Noriko is, or she was a designer for us. She was the original designer for the Noriko products, hence the name. And she was on fire. She was just so good. Years ago, Noriko left. Noriko became our brand. We designed it. We looked after it. And Noriko itself is a Japanese name. And Renee of Paris and Adorans is a Japanese-owned company. So Ure and I, who's my counterpart, who we designed together, who's a Japanese lady, we discussed it and we're like, shall we go a bit more Japanese this time round? Shall we have a little bit of a nod to the heritage? And she's like, oh yeah, definitely. So starting with the names, so we've got Ayumi, which is a Japanese name, which I think I told you means sweet fish in Japan. So I ran that by our Japanese counterparts, and again, that was really on point, really nice name. We went with Hana, which people are probably thinking, well, everyone's called Hana, but it's spelled Hana, which is the Japanese spelling, and Rin, which is another Japanese name. So, we had a little bit of a quirk there, and some subtle kind of elements to the shoot itself. Keeping it quite a Japanese theme.
Okay, so this is Ayumi.
Gorgeous. So, as we can see, so we've got, if I just turn your head slightly to that side, you've got this inverted bob here. Now, probably any hair cutters or hair stylists out there, will realise that is really quite hard to cut. So we're really proud of that. Now, what we've done here is it doesn't even look layered around the front, but it is. But this is what I like to call invisible layers. So really good to be able to show on a person. So without invisible layers that shatter and come through, you can get something that is really, really unattractive on a female, and it's all about shape. So when I was trained that love hearts are a beautiful shape for a lady, because you've got a little bit of height here, comes in and it frames the face. Now, that's great, but a love heart has body. So what we don't want is a triangle, because a triangle would mean it's really flat here and then really heavy here. So if you were to look at your shadow on the floor, it'd look like Darth Vader's helmet, right? But of course, you put that on a lady's face and it's thick here, it makes them feel heavy, it's not a very flattering shape. So long story short, these shattered layers here don't only give texture, but actually encourage that shape to enhance and hug and frame the face, as opposed to, it's sitting too heavy here. Because if hair doesn't move, it doesn't look real. And I'm not about that. I'd rather something be a little bit in hair perfect to look more real, and the lace is great. How does it? I mean, more importantly, how does it feel on?
The cap feels wonderful. It's super, super lightweight. This, I mean, we are showing this ahead of schedule, so we don't have the specs, but I would guess this is somewhere in the 3 ounce neighborhood.
Yeah.
But it feels great, and it does frame the face well. And you can, move it around a little bit if you're not quite comfortable with it all the way in the center. But I also particularly like the way you did the sandy silver in this style, because it is, I mean, it's a beautiful color anyway, but I love the lightness around the face. I think it brightens people. I think people are going to love it. And this is wearable. This is, for me, what I would call a throw and go. You're going to put it on, it's going to look great every time, and you've got options if you want to put it behind your ear. It's got this magnificent lace that is totally invisible, and so if you wanted to even pull it back away from your face, you could do that. So I feel great in this.
Great. Well, you look great in
Thank
it,
you.
so thank you for modelling it so well.
Okay, so
Ali has just said, would the cap stretch the cap to accommodate 23 to 24? Right. Okay. Sorry if I didn't manage to capture all of the questions, but I'll just nip into that one while you're changing. So I have me personally as Alexander, I've got a 23, just over a 23 circumference head. So a lot of the things what I do when I'm working, yes, I've got a tape measure, I've got different shaped blocks, I've got all of these things, but knowing my own head size being a small man's head size in America, but probably a larger lady's size, I immediately, from sampling, will put them on my own head to test the flex and test how it feels. So that's what I do, and then we always, if I can show you now, so the material science, so once upon a time you do that and a wig wouldn't move. Now look at that. Okay? So it's like, similar to T-shirts after a while, if my wife has worn my T-shirt for a while, it might have marks in the front, and I'm like, oh, great. So, they will change shape and they will move a little bit. So.
I mean, I'm 22, and this is very comfortable. It's not let out all the way as far as the tighteners, and so the only thing when you get into that size is the ear to ear sometimes gets a little bit tricky, and that really has more of a function, correct me if I'm wrong, of what your ear to ear measurement is. So if it's not very big here, then you're not going to have the problem with the ear to ear, and you can just wear the circumference. So for me, like, I grow low, so it rarely comes all the way down, but boy, this one, this is cute.
It's really cute. And I mean, if I may,
Go ahead.
So all I'm going to do with my hands is I'm going to cross that over. So I push that in like this and go cross. Watch this, guys, okay? So I'm not trying to texture individual pieces and spending so long. Just look in the mirror. So by crossing that over, change the texture. And then just if I want to make, and what I'm going to say is, like, if we want to have a little bit of a pink, do you know the pop star pink?
Yeah.
She often wears her hair up like that. So, without having to really start getting scissors out or hot tools or anything like that, just a little bit of manipulation can make that look really, really funky. And also, I was training the other day and I put one of these on myself in just a flat dark colour, and it was interesting to see me without any grey. That's been a while. But it was all right, and it could transition to men as well. So just bear that in mind.
And this is no product. These are literally fresh out of the box. So there's no product in any of these. This is just his magic fingers.
There we go, just like that, like you're seasoning some food, like that.
I know.
A little season. Yeah, what we're doing. And of course, the colour, let's have a look, which one
the
are we on the
Tres
Tres,
Chocolate.
aren't we? The texture, just from that alone, really makes it stick out. I love that on you.
I saw this in this color on one of your models, and I was like, oh, I have to have that wig in that color. And so even though it hasn't really rolled out yet, they were able to make it happen. So we could show it today. So I'm really, really happy about that.
Oh, and this one's heat friendly.
Oh, that's right. And
Yeah.
this is the one that you spoke of in the beginning that has the lace front, but the back is machine made, and that's what gives you the beautiful volume.
Yes, absolutely.
Great neckline.
So I mean, there was a preconceived thought process a long time ago, and I think it's kind of gone now, and I think we've myth busted it a little bit, but you know, if something was machine made, that it would not necessarily be as good as something that was a mono. And the way I look at it is, if I'm styling somebody's hair in my chair, regardless of how expensive it is or whatever it is, if that person wants body, I need to create body. So machine made is just another cap construction that will create a look.
Well, and one of the things that happens in the store is people come in and they'll say, money's no object, I want the best wig in your store. And I just look at them and say, the best wig in this store is what looks the best on you. It has nothing to do with price.
Brilliant.
Because it doesn't. You got to find your style.
I love that. I love that. That's a great answer.
Okay, so last but not least, is it Hana or Hana? Hana?
Sorry, I was just reading a comment then. Yes, this one is Hana. So Hana.
And it's Sandy Cream Blonde-R. Now, this is a new color, is that right?
It is a new colour. So
Look how gorgeous this is.
So we've got the lightest ash, which is very, very similar to this, but it's an ashy tone, where this is going to throw off the more like the pale honeys, those kind of warmer kind of tones. And we have a red called Venetian Red R.
This is just pretty hair. So this is the center part. Alexander has designed the center part where it's a little bit wider, so you get a little bit more playroom in the part. Oh, but look at these curls and these layers. This is gorgeous.
Feels great. I mean,
Yeah.
It feels great. Curl looks great. Now, for if anyone's familiar with our NM fibres, the natural movement fibres, these are made with NM fibres. So NM fibres is polyester and Kanekalon. Polyester is generally heat-friendly, Kanekalon is not. We don't call this a heat-friendly wig. What we do is we call it natural movement, because under a microscope, polyester and Kanekalon are different deniers, different thicknesses, which if we were to say my hair or anybody's hair, it would be different thicknesses. So it gives it a natural movement. It's also, if you're in the hotter areas and you ever experience cold set when you put your wigs away or whatever, it's a lot more cold set resilient because of those heat-friendly fibres. And you are right, it is a centre part in wig, but what I've done is I'm going to keep yours on the side, I think, a little bit, because it looks really cute. And when we designed the lace front, the lace part itself is approximately 2 fingers width on me, which is probably 2.5, 3 on a lady, and you can play within that area. So this is well within the part line, it's just slightly off centre, and it looks great in the centre as well. What do you prefer? You prefer more side?
I don't like a center part on me,
Yeah.
but if it's got layers, then I can sometimes deal with it. If it's just straight, then that's just not my look.
Yeah.
That's not for me. But I love how you did the root, because it's lighter than what a lot of roots are, and you know, some people want the really dark roots, others don't. And so this is like almost, I don't want to say a dirty blonde, but a medium blonde that just got their color done.
Yes.
And got it lightened, and the root's not so dark.
And if you look inside the root, you will see the odd fleck of like white, grey in there, so kind of thing. So I mean, very, very slightly, but the odd fleck of that. Now, that is really realistic. You know, because most ladies now don't just have just dark root. You know, it will be a little bit of that. So we were trying to. Thank you for noticing.
And that's exactly, when you're
trying to do.
describing that, that's exactly my hair.
Yeah.
It's got gray, it's got brown, and so
Yeah.
when I get my hair done, that's what my root looks like.
Yeah.
So it's very
Yeah.
natural.
And you know, it's like the memes that we all read, right? They've come from somewhere because a lot of people are having it. A lot of
Right.
experiences the same are happening, and you know, we've got to anticipate the same with hair colour. You know, sadly, when people lose their hair, 9 times out of 10, it's at the front first, isn't it? You know, it happens with us all. It's sod's law.
Okay, someone's asking if you're going to do, the favorite wig is Dazzling Waves. Are you going to do anything in the Alexander collection in large cap?
Currently, we don't have anything planned to do much larger caps, but the caps themselves have a lot of play in them, so they should be able to be flexed and stretched out a little bit. If you are having trouble with that, we do special orders when we can make things individually and special, but that would have to be by request and going into that. But generally, if there's not enough flex within it, let us know, and we'll see what we can do, because there might be a way of letting it out, making it bigger, alterations, which is something that I know that you guys do.
Yeah,
a lot
we
as
do,
well,
and
don't you?
we stretch it. Stephen has a salon in Utah, and so he's a stylist. Yeah, you shouldn't heat style it like regular HD.
No.
Because it's got the regular fiber in it.
No, I mean, what I would say, if you want to play it safe, Stephen, is look at our hot tool, our Rene of Paris hot tool, and work with that, because that is set at 240, so it's not going to damage these fibres whatsoever. So that would be your safe zone.
Okay. Does Hana come in silver, gray, or salt and pepper? Gosh, guys, I'm sorry, I can't remember. I know that the other two do.
She doesn't come in salt and pepper.
Okay.
No.
But
No.
maybe
But there's some nice
Silverstone.
grey tones in there.
Okay.
There are a fair few lovely grey tones in there as well, obviously with sandy silvers and all that stuff. But yeah, salt and pepper isn't one of them.
Okay.
I can say that.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you. Well, let me see if there's any other questions. Do you have a light blonde without a root?
Oh.
Yes, creamy blonde.
Right.
Is,
Creamy blonde.
Yeah, creamy blonde doesn't have a root. It's a beautiful color. And one of the things I particularly like about creamy blonde is it is not monochromatic. And so much of the time when you start getting into the lighter blondes, the stylists that design it don't take the care to think about what real hair looks like. And someone that has a light blonde hair has color dimension to it. They may have put highlights in it, but it is not all one color typically.
And look out for the colours with the R's, because sometimes they won't have an R. So, like buttercream blonde, you can get buttercream blonde-R and buttercream blonde. So some of them will be exactly the same, but without the root. So just have a little look.
Yeah, because you don't want, if you don't want the root, you don't want that surprise. So that's a good way to look at that. All right, well, thank you.
Thank you.
We will, okay, so we be sure and follow us in all the places. So we're on Instagram, we're on TikTok, Facebook. We have a VIP group, so be sure and check that out. It's a private group. There's about 8,000 women on it, so check that out. And then please follow Felicia. Felicia is one of our ambassadors, and she loves Rene of Paris. So she shows all kinds of new things that are coming out all the time. So, and she's fun. She's just lots of fun. So,
Oh,
there she is. She's here
hi
too.
everyone. I am I don't even know what to say. I'm excited. I'm starstruck. I'm never speechless. Never. Haven't been a day in my life. Never will be. So Kim brought me out here to Texas, and it happened to be this time when Rene of Paris is here and Alexander is here, and it's just been such a wonderful experience coming in here, and I got to meet some of you guys, seeing where it happens, as they say in Hamilton, being in the room where it happens. It's been amazing. So I can't thank Kim enough for making this possible. Hi, someone said, howdy, Felicia. Hey, Holly. Holly is one of the Mimi's clients that I got to meet. It really has been wonderful.
Yeah, and we love having you here, and I'm just so grateful that I realize it's a sacrifice for your family, for your business to come out and take this time. So we are so grateful that you are
You know
sharing
who
with
I
us.
think misses me the most, guys?
The dogs.
The dogs. I think they miss me the most. I'm sure they do. The dogs, the cats. I think they all probably miss me a lot right now. But it's been worth it to be here. I said, walk, crawl, or run. I'm going. I did all three.
Follow her. Her handle is right below where she's sitting. So be sure and follow her. And she's got another surprise.
Okay, so we have an amazing sale that's about to happen here at Mimi's, and obviously it's in celebration of all of these wonderful things happening with Rene of Paris, but it includes the entire Adrian's family. We are running a special on any Adrian's products. We are running 35% off, so make sure you check that out. The code is conveniently popped up on your screen right now, so go ahead and jot that down. Otherwise, it will be in my stories, and if you aren't following me, I hope you do.
Awesome. Now, that does exclude Mimi's exclusives and the Slow Pill hair dryer and the Envy ear styler. So that code will not work on those items, but everything else from Adirond's will work.
That is awesome. And I saw Kim shared the new styles that are coming out from Renee of Paris. I have to tell you guys, I think the Pixie is going to be a hit.
I do too.
I really
think
do.
They knocked it out of the park with
I
that.
had the opportunity to try it on yesterday, and I felt hot.
Yeah,
I
you were
really
hot.
did.
You even sent me your picture. You're like, look.
Yeah. I felt pretty good about myself. Waist up, feeling so good all the time, especially on the face and hair. So I guess I will step out
Okay.
and back
Thank you.
into the
Thank
black
you.
hole that I live in.
Hang on. I think Alex and Abby are coming back in. Okay, I'm gonna stand up. Yeah.
Hello. Do you need Alexander back?
Yes.
Okay, hang on. I think he's coming.
All right, I'm sorry. I know this is kind of off script, but I just wanted to thank you guys sincerely from the bottom of my heart for coming to spend time with us. It is so special, and I know you're both so busy. I coordinating flights. They all came in from different places, and so they were able to coordinate it where they landed like 30 minutes within each other.
Yeah,
So
we worked it out.
anyway, thank you so much. I know this is a sacrifice for your families, for your businesses, and we just appreciate your time.
It's a worthy sacrifice, and it's a pleasure to be here.
Yeah, this is absolutely wonderful.
We've been so excited. So
Good.
thanks for the
Yeah.
opportunity.
All right, guys, we'll see you on Friday, and check out the sale, and we'll see you next week.